What's up, jobbers? Sorry, it was her birthday. I couldn't help myself. It made me think of everything. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jobber Knocker podcast. Of course, I'm Nestlemania. Alongside for the ride is a man, well, he's never hugged me so excitedly in a press conference, JC. So I guess the C in JC means Cassidy.
We're going to talk about that match later because Nestlemania, just a preview. I love Orange Cassidy, but that match was awesome. We're going to get into all things Forbidden Door later in the show, as well as make our Money in the Bank prediction. Nestlemania, yeah, no, I ain't hugging you like Tony Khan. Like I'm a hugger, but I ain't hugging like Tony Khan. That shit's just fucking weird. It looks like he's like, yeah, no. So yeah, we're not. That's not in the shine. So that's why we're not in the shine yet. But now Nestlemania, I think we should go into the shine, always in the shine, much like Mandy Rose and all of Toxic Attraction, always in the shine. But Nestlemania, I'm looking at this week. It was a solid week. We'll go homes for Money in the Bank. We still have the SmackDown go home, but most of the matches and participants are decided. We did have a little hang up on Raw. It was supposed to be KO versus one of the Elias Ezekiel Elrod brothers, but clearly KO was not at Raw. They said that it has been postponed, so maybe that'll be on SmackDown because the spot's still open. But there were plenty of things that did happen on Raw and SmackDown. Nestlemania, you know what? I think we got to start with John Cena because obviously we've been hyping this return for a while. He has great initials, JC, what a stud. So John Cena, I mean, he's probably always in the shine as far as I'm concerned, especially at this point in his career. You saw all the video packages for him and all the appreciation of superstars throughout the year, including 3 guys signed to AEW in Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and Big Show. Paul White now and Bryan Danielson now. They've changed, but they use their WWE names. So that was cool to see a lot of that stuff. It definitely surprised me. But in terms of like you kicked off the show with like the backstage, the thing with Dolph Ziggler, obviously I enjoyed that because of their long-term relationship and all this and that. But I just, it's one of those things, like I don't always love the dog and pony shows and the millions of recap packages, but this one was just like, it was nice and fluffy and fun. And I enjoyed it because we all love John Cena. And we got a little bit of we're hopeful the SummerSlam match between him and Theory tease.
I absolutely loved every interaction he had. And I think this is the difference, right, between a John Cena and everybody else. No matter what happens, John Cena, if he acknowledges you, whether it's a positive or negative acknowledgement, that means he's doing something for you. And he did, like when he like made the thing and then like pieced out on Theory when he was trying to do the selfie, I went, that's wonderful. When he just gave advice to, Ezekiel saying, just be yourself, I cracked up. When like he had, him and Seth Rollins having a great moment. It's so much fun. Like, it's just so much fun to see John Cena. Like, we've gotten to a point where we've gotten past the Cena sucks stuff. By the way, our boy is already in here giving me shit, saying Nestle's awesome. Nestle sucks. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I am a polarizing figure. So John Cena does all this stuff. But the one thing that kind of bothered me about it was the whole night was kind of up until this point of the climax of him coming out. And I really wanted something to happen. And I don't know if he's in the middle of a movie, so he can't. And maybe that's okay. But it's hard. It's hard because when you want to see John Cena interact with somebody, you want to see something, like verbally at least, And so I was hoping Austin Theory would come out. I was hoping somebody would come out. We didn't really get that. I'm curious how you feel about that, JC.
So, obviously I'm still thinking that we might get him in Theory at SummerSlam. I just think that it was smart of them to do a tease and not get fully into it because Theory has a program going right now with Bobby Lashley. So that's going to culminate this Sunday, more than likely. So I don't think they really need to get full into it because you have Theory come out and whatever do this, then it's just like, it kind of puts a dark cloud over that match, which has actually been a really fun build-up between him and Lashley leading in. I'm kind of excited for that match. I'm glad a mid-card title is being defended on pay-per-view. So once again, for the second pay-per-view in a row, the United States title. But yeah, I do think there's plenty of time, but I think what this also does is it gives you that surprise pop at some point here in the next coming weeks. I mean, I think SummerSlam, I think it's end of July, so we have like a full month. So whether it's next week on Raw or whatever, I think it just gives you that chance to get the surprise Cena pop, or who knows, maybe they freaking advertise it because that's what they kind of do. But I didn't mind it, but I at least like that they interacted. And I actually have my hope for a WrestleMania opponent for him later in the show. Something on the internet got me a little tingle in my tingleberries.
Whoa, kids
we'll get
show,
there
kind of,
later.
sort of. Not
Kid
really.
show? Are you kidding me? It literally says explicit on the warning.
It does say explicit
because of you, because you have a potty mouth. I
do.
Never sworn in my life. So
yeah, right. You're like a freaking sailor. I'm the dad, for crying out loud. Yeah, sailors swear. It's an old thing. Like, you swear like a sailor. No,
you're a little salty, Nestle.
I am salty. 6-man tags bigger and better than Nestle's haircut. Greater than.
They're definitely more exciting.
Yeah, well, sorry. If you watch certain Forbidden Doors or AEWs, I'd say not so great. And also, and I'll tell you this much: this haircut's different. I'm gonna grow my hair back, and I still have better hair than y'all, all of you. So don't worry about it. I look better than all of you. It is what it is. Something that I'm gonna put in my my shine here, which I could not believe this is in my shine, JC. So I had to put it up front. I loved Natty as the saddest woman on the planet. I thought that was hysterical. Natty doesn't have a personality. Much maybe the equation.
She does. It's not entertaining.
No, okay. She's good for OnlyFans, apparently, which is what Rhonda said on Twitter. But I laughed at this because I had a double take for a second and I went, holy shit, that's Natty. Then she came out like the Thing, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden she comes out and she says, I didn't realize it was you without your boobs hanging out. And I went, this is outstanding. And then on the stuff on the side with which I think Fox had on Twitter, which was Shayna Baszler talking to Rhonda about, this is my tag team partner, I don't want to get involved. Very interesting dynamic. Something that makes me feel like, okay, not that we're going to get a catapult Rhonda into the heel category here, but it kind of came off like Shayna was trying to be the nice person about it, and Rhonda was kind of being a bitch about it. So I'm in. I mean, like, that segment saved what I thought was lowbrow nonsense anyway. And this was not highbrow anyway, but it made me feel like I was entertained. It wasn't heavy on Rhonda. It was more heavy on Natty, which surprised the hell out of me. And I thought, like, we come on this program all the time and we talk about how great certain people are in the ring, which Natty is. But I thought Natty did a great job with the saddest woman on the planet. I thought that was hysterical. And Rhonda did all she needed to do. Well, so I'm excited.
That's what I want to hit in, is because Rhonda, for the first time in there was like a brief couple stints in her first run where she was the baddest woman on the planet. How she acted, that is the baddest woman on the planet. That is who we want to see. That is who we loved in UFC. That is who we love, like, when she's at her best. Like, she doesn't have to be the outright heel. Just make her a fucking badass. And I mean, they're doing these insults on Twitter and whatever, and people are buying it. Like, good for you. I'm happy, but it's like, we know that Natty's the one who flew out and trained her. Like, these two are very close. So, but I think that's good for Rhonda, because I think a lot of the times when, like, I'm watching her, she just seems uncomfortable because she doesn't seem like that natural actor or character. It's like she's most natural when she's comfortable and just, like, being herself, which is kind of a badass with, like, insulting people. Like, that's just kind of how he is. She's a fighter. That's how she's been her whole life. She's a fighter. She kicks people's asses. She breaks people's arms, rips them out of their socket, fucking does a little furrow in her brow with the freaking makeup and the like, she's an angry tiger. Like, this is the Rhonda that we want. And I think the feud with Natty, who she's really comfortable with and comfortable with, like, insulting, is that this is what she kind of needs to get out of her. And I think, yeah, this has been a good match. I think Natty's done great. Exactly what she needs to do. She's someone that, like, can bring the best out of Rhonda, I think, for a short-term feud. If this goes longer than Money in the Bank, I don't know how interested I'd be. But this was definitely, like, a good climax for this feud, getting us ready for this match. So we're actually kind of, for the first time, really, since Rhonda has been back, we're caring, you know?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm excited. Obviously, now he's going to eat a big L there, but it'll be a good showing. And to give our little man over here saying Nestle buy that suit jacket at TJ Maxx, F you, I bought this. Custom made, tailor made, baby, because I won predictions all year round, and I'm coming again because your man don't lose. That's why. Okay,
no, you're losing right now, buddy.
I'm
not even in
six
the top
back.
three.
Leaderboard.
Six back.
Leaderboard.
That's a mile back.
Listen,
Baby, because I walked through that forbidden door and I bro kicked the competition.
Listen. Before you get high and mighty off your shit here, I would just like to say one particular thing. I was like runner-up predictions before, I think. And then this past year, I won predictions. This year's going to be the same thing. It's what? June going to be July? I got all the way to April. I got to pace myself. It's a marathon, not a sprint, baby. It's going to happen. And if I two-peat or three-peat next time, you guys are going to think I'm insufferable now. Just wait. Just wait.
I will put the odds that you have 0% chance of winning again.
Wow. Is that just like me calling out that AJ Styles is not getting in the Money in the Bank and everybody gives me shit and then he's not in the Money in the Bank? I'm just curious.
There's still one spot left. Still one spot left.
He's not getting it. It's on SmackDown. It's not going to happen.
There were like the entire SmackDown roster was on Raw this week competing for a Money in the Bank spot. So,
all right, your boy Bertsky's here. I just wanted to give him his moment too. He said, "Can we talk about how incredible Montez Ford looks lately and how he should be a WWE champion someday?" Also, that Street Profit segment, is me. Cena had my face lit. I'm sorry, I can't talk very fast and read at the same time. Cena had my face lit up like a little kid with giving them belts. So I agree, Bertsky. Look, I love it. I think that he did a great job. He's Cena. I mean, he could hawk merchandise. He can hawk anybody. But again, all of those segments made everybody look great. Montez Ford, and I got to say this part, this was going to be another part of my shine. Montez Ford and Jey Uso I thought was another great match. We know Montez Ford is a champion in the making. Obviously, Dawkins, Joe Stopper is going to probably say something very quickly about shut up Dawkins.
They're both studs, but Montez is
is Sean potential. And Marty Dawkins. You know, that's what it is.
It's not
Marty
that
Dawkins.
level though. It's more of like it's not that much of a discrepancy.
Okay,
like, Dawkins has a career when this is over.
Yeah, but Dawkins isn't going to amount to much. He's going to be maybe 3 years after this and then gone. He's not going to have a whole career.
I don't know about that. He's a guy that I think has staying
He's
power
a guy that ends up in
you know what he can do? He can just find another tag team partner because Dawkins is the perfect number 2 on a tag team. And the WWE always needs to throw together tag teams. It's just like, I mean, Chad Gable's amazing, but it's one of those guys. There's a reason he can always find someone because he's a great tag team wrestler. Dawkins is kind of the same thing.
Your boy Squared Circle Countdown says, "Hey, yo, thank you for being part of this." Of course, there's some his shoulder pads. I'm just throwing out all the comments here. Listen, there's a lot of insults here. Like a little kid, Bertsky. Are you a little kid? I love that the chat's getting fiery as well as us having a conversation here. I like that there's like a tag team here. Like
Doc brings the venom in the chat. Doc is venomous.
Doc's got a lot of heat here. He throws a lot of high fastballs. How you doing? There it is. Hashtag shut up Dawkins because the Joe Stopper can't help himself. But honest to God, best hot tag in the biz, I think. But the rest of them you have to kind of, deal with. But again, I love it. But look, Jey Uso for me, in my money, not that he's ever going to be an Intercontinental Champion, but God damn it. Like, when I watch Jey Uso matches, I'm entertained. I don't care about Jimmy. I don't care about some people, but
I mean, they're both really good. We've just seen Jey have to be a solo with Jimmy as well, but there's a reason they're the top 3 tag team of all time.
Right, but the thing is that Jey Uso on his own is just as good as Jey Uso with Jimmy, in my opinion. Like,
well, yeah, and I think Jimmy
can do it with
when they first came up, like everyone was bigger on Jimmy, as Jimmy was the one with the talent. That's why I was so happy for Jey to get his shine because it always felt like that Jimmy was the better wrestler, the better this, the better that. He was the one who had like the more vitriol in the promos when they first started turning heel on that. But it's like Jey is caught up or surpassed him. But it's like these two guys are incredible. Like this match between the Prophets and the Usos, we've seen it before, but it doesn't matter because when those 4 get in the ring, it's gonna be super hot fire.
Boop, boop, boop. I wish I had the sound pad for that one. Boop, boop, boop. Look, there's a lot going on here. I'm trying to look at SmackDown specifically that I really, really enjoyed. Those are the things I wanted to put out there into the universe.
I like the rerun, and that would be Gunther versus Ricochet because these two could fight every week, and I think JC would be very happy because I just enjoy their matchup.
That was 3 minutes and 7 seconds, by the way. Just shy of Future Endeavored, but that's okay.
That might be Gunther's longest title match for a while.
Probably.
He might just be Gunthering all over the SmackDown roster.
I know.
Nakamura's probably next. Yeah, line him up, knock him down, baby.
Let's beat up all the baby faces. Our boy Squared Circle Countdown said Ford is a future multi-time IC and US champion, but they will throw him one WWE title run. I tend to agree because I feel like he'll get his shot. He will. But I don't know if he's going to be successful later on. But the one thing he has is he does have that innate ability to sell in the ring but he also knows how to sell merchandise. He's great in commercials. So maybe, just maybe, he becomes just somebody like a Dolph Ziggler.
I was going to say
Miz.
his floor, I think, is Dolph Ziggler. And I mean, Ziggler's a multi-time world champ. So
and it's a great question, because I guess we're all kind of sitting there thinking to ourselves the same thing there, Squared Circle. Like it's hard because, you're sitting there and you think, God damn it. Like, can he do it? He certainly can. To me, he's a Money in the Bank guy.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say he's the perfect guy.
A Royal Rumble, like he's.
And
he's
so, what is
guy.
something you always ask for when you watch him? It's like with the Street Profits, you want to see them heal at some point. Yeah. I think Ted's could be a fantastic heel down the line. So maybe when he gets that Money in the Bank, has his moment and turns heel, cashes in at some point, like that could be really fun.
I can't even say what this is on TV because Joe Stopper, you're too much.
Don't worry, that guy has it coming because Miro's going to redeem his ass, baby.
Oh, brother. Okay, so I lost track of where we were. I apologize. I don't know if there's anything. I'm curious how you feel. I'm shine worthy on Pat McAfee's challenge to bum ass Corbin.
It's official, baby. McAfee and Corbin at SummerSlam. Talked about it last week, and I was immediately like, yes, and we're getting it. And it's perfect. It's the perfect freaking SummerSlam big show match. But for McAfee and for Corbin, it's just like McAfee going for having Theory and Corbin as the two guys he gets to feud with in 2022. Like, mwah, perfect fits.
He's a good foil for Corbin too. Like it makes perfect sense. And Corbin, I'm just waiting for Corbin to jump the guardrail and beat him up, like just from behind or something. Like that seems like inevitably what will happen, and we're off to the races. But in the meantime, I appreciated he can rip off The Rock and it's okay. I guess he can rip off all the because he's a fan first, but
that's kind of his gimmick is like using other people's gimmicks because he's a fan.
Yeah. It's it's a good song and dance now, right? But let's see where he evolves to go, because I think after a while people will get tired of it. I think personally.
I don't know. It's one of those things, like if they don't use him that often, like you're right, it is like Shane. Like they can use him as a heel if they need to at some point, but like he's gonna be so beloved and cheered if he's only wrestling 2 or 3 times a year. Because I mean, just remember those WrestleMania pops. Like I knew they'd be big, but it was like they were like Cena and like the Cody level pops of what we were getting. It was just like McAfee's getting pops like those guys because people just love him.
Well, he's very successful with this podcast. I mean, he's well known across the land. I mean, he does what he does. Corbin is very unappreciated. I agree with you, but he'll get his due. I think he will get his due someday because he's somebody that should be, I think, 3-time WWE champion by now. Like I think he's perfect for like the next.
The problem is, I think he's just too good at making everyone else better. Then it's just they haven't done, like when he won Money in the Bank. I was so excited. I remember when I said, I'm like, this just means Corbin's a future world champion. And obviously he didn't get it, but it's just he will get there again. But I think it's one of those things. It's just like they know what he is and they know what he can do for every other person on the roster. That it's gonna be in probably the off season at some point. He'll have to do it. And hell, he might even have to do it with winning Money in the Bank again, which isn't even in it this year. But
there are so many comments in this section that I can't even. If I go off in another direction, Doc is coming hard at me right now. He's saying, does Nestle even get pops in his own house? I do, because my family loves me. That's why, because they love me, not because they have to, but by choice. They love me. I'm fun to them. I'm not fun to you. That's fine. You're 5'5". You are 4 inches smaller than me. I will remind you that every single time I see you.
You're 5'9"?
I'm 5'9". I'm lanky, baby. I am 5'9". My license. I'm not going to show my license on air, but
I want to see your license.
It actually looks like a serial killer. If I end up on the news, that'll be the picture. It's terrible.
Mine, I look homeless because I got it like in the middle of the pandemic. So like my hair and like my thing, I was just like, I look like a bushy homeless guy.
Well, in a difference, yeah, you look exactly the same. No, yes, I get pops in my own house.
Picture.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and I agree. So, like you said, Corbin knocks down everything creative throws at him out of the park. Love every version of the Corbin character. Yeah, we said this last week, Square Circle. Like he finds a way to make it work. And I think that's why he is where he is and why he's trusted so much, because he does such a fantastic job every single time, whether it was Constable or if it was even, down to bum ass Corbin. I mean, people love it. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. Also, fuck you, Doc, because those shoulder pads make him 5'9", maybe. That, you know what? This is the guy, I got to take a second. Doc is the guy that is starting to like inch his way into being a guest on the Knocker by just jabbing me over and over and over again. It's not enough
you call that Nestle's revenge, except for
it's not enough. It's not enough that Doc takes you out golfing and I have to see this like you're cheating on me on Instagram. But that hurts, by the way. It does. It
I
scars.
haven't golfed with either one of you this year, and it's both your faults. I'm waiting.
My wife actually said to me this morning, "You have to talk to JC and tell him you need to golf this weekend." And I was like, "Well, Money in the Bank Saturday. Do you really want me to go out?"
I'm gone the next 4 weekends, so
I was like, I don't even know if I'm able to see him. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I would never
I'm
play.
I would next 3, and then I'm in Connecticut the one after that.
I would never play golf with Doc just because I want him. I just don't want him to see what greatness looks like, honestly. So.
Yeah, you see your great swing as you shank it into the woods with your great swing.
JC says he likes golfing with me better. Well, of course he does. Go suck an egg. Anyway, back
Doc
to what we're
freaking liquors me up when we play. So
yeah, of course he does. I don't drink.
To round out the shine, what I got, Nestlemania, I got a 3-pack, and that is a 3-pack of qualifiers for Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn, love it because I would love to see him win it, him or Seth. Riddle, love it because Riddle in a ladder match signed me up. And actually, this one wasn't a Money in the Bank qualifier, but I enjoyed Liv and Alexa. They're little back and forth. It's adorable. Hashtag JC match. So.
It was a jobber alert, though. Just FYI. I just wanted to throw that out. Under 3 minutes.
That's fine.
Under 3 minutes.
Liv's a stud. You heard Oscar said she's more scared of Liv than Lacey. I love that.
I mean, you know.
I don't think they could have made that match any longer with Oscar on commentary. God bless
Well,
her,
yeah, Oscar was like hamming it up like
so
you know. Yeah, obviously. So look, I mean, I appreciate everything in the men's Money in the Bank match. I thought that's great. I mean, if Riddle wins, he's got the long term. I can't challenge Roman Reigns because I lost. I still have a briefcase. That's cool. You've got, obviously Seth Rollins, which is, the headline right there. You've got McIntyre, which obviously Castle in September.
That's such a waste. He doesn't need it. If they do that, I will be mad. We'll talk about that later, but I will be mad, Nestlemania, if they do that.
I'm just trying to tell you, there's a little bit of story everywhere. Sammy turning on the bloodline.
Except for there's no chance Omos wins, even though he's Guthrie's pick.
Yeah, Guthrie, get out of here, Guthrie. Get out of here. Guthrie is he's like me on steroids. That's what I've decided. In terms of his opinion, anyway, he is not a homer. That man is on an island. He's
the anti-homer. He's like the hipster that picks the things that nobody likes.
He is the hipster of all hipsters. He is on his own island. He is on his own planet. I know him on
You're on your own island. He's like his own rock in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah. That man does some things, man. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so sorry, we got way sidetracked here. I'm gonna be in the doghouse. What does it say? I'm gonna be in the doghouse after Saturday because I don't go to the graduation party on Sunday because Forbidden Door. Oof, and now I'm gonna be on a barbecue because of Money in the Bank. Well, look, I mean, I get it. I sometimes you just got to make sacrifices, right?
Well, you know what sucks about Money in the Bank? I won't even be able to watch it live. I probably won't watch it till Monday when I get home. It's just there's also a huge UFC card that night. Whereas if I was home, I could watch the UFC card. The main card wouldn't start till 10. But I mean, you know me, I'm a gen, so I like to watch it all. I like the pre-fights because sometimes you can make a lot more money in the prelims. The gen.
Oh, did Jen.
But the fact is they're both in Vegas. That's why Money in the Bank had to change their venue. It's because there's a lot of overlap between fight fans and fake fight fans. So it's like you're doing them the same night in the same city. UFC's on not doing it. It's not even like a fight. It's a pay-per-view. It's a big event. So that's why this was so dumb by WWE. They should have kept it at Sunday because people could have made a whole weekend out of it. You could have done one Saturday and one Sunday. I know that the Sunday's the 4th or whatever, but it's like, come on, like what? Yeah,
but a Sunday in Vegas isn't that like that's a snoozeville, isn't it, for everybody?
There's never a snoozeville in Vegas.
All right, just asking.
There's no, especially in the summer, there is no off days in Vegas.
I just wanted to say very quickly, our boy Squared Circle says here that he told his wife that his first love was wrestling. Listen, I said the same thing to my wife, but I don't want to sleep on the couch. So, just hopefully, you're not in the doghouse that bad, but it is what it is. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I have to put family first, I guess. Anyway, there's a heated argument over here in the comments. I can't even keep up. But anyway, let's get back to the rest of this entire nonsense.
Nestlemania, that's where we should go.
All right, get them off my TV. Get them off my TV. Get them off my TV. Look, there's a lot to get through. I'm going to start on SmackDown. Drew and Sheamus have a promo that goes absolutely nowhere. If they have to beat the bloodline, yada, yada, yada. Of course, our boy Ray Sunshine Man just loves the WWE. Might be on the ticket. We don't know. Has always a positive spin on this. I thought this was a complete waste of my time on SmackDown. And they win, they get in, and again, decent match, but I don't give a shit. If
they beat the undisputed tag team champions who are no longer, maybe they should be disputed because they lost to two fucking random guys who fucking hate each other. That's the thing. It's like, if you lose to two studs that are both babyface and get on, fine. But you lost to two fucking guys that hate each other. So you don't do that to your top tag team. This is the worst booking you can do. So Ray, take your WWE pipe and shove it up your ass. This is the biggest feud of the week, the month, the fucking decade, because you just ruined the Usos in one match. Sorry. But I was out on Roman Reigns. Now I might be souring on the Usos because you made them look like fucking chumps when they lost to these two, who, by the way, they didn't need to get back into Money in the Bank. They already fucking it. This was the dumbest thing ever. Everything about this sucked. Everything about this was the drizzling shits. Everything about this should be thrown in the trash. Everything about this should be put in a fucking rocket ship and sent directly into the fucking sun.
I love when you're not mad at me. Like that. This is great. This is good stuff. I might clip that off later. I'm not. I'm right there with you.
This is the worst thing. The worst thing.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. A random thing that I thought was kind of odd was like Lacey Evans and Raquel versus Sonya. And then the goons came out and then it was just like a jobber alert anyway. And then I don't know what the hell they're doing with Sonya. I don't know if they're trying to rebuild something here, if she's getting a faction or whatever, but that's a snore fest for me. So just saying.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I was happy Shotzi got Money in the Bank, even though we didn't get to see Aaliyah. We got replaced with the fucking Tamina, who just
hey,
all over our TVs this week. Nobody's Mina, but nobody's also cleaner than Tamina.
She's great. The Rock gave her a house for free. You're gonna tell me she's a bad person? The Rock really loves
her.
No,
Tamina's an amazing human being, and like I know from stories from like people like she's like the greatest person in the world. But in terms of a wrestler, she's not really near the top of the list of entertaining or good.
All right, let's move over. Let's roll over to SmackDown here. I'm not a huge
fan of SmackDown.
I'm sorry, to Raw. Excuse me. The Battle Royal, Riddle wins, which is cool, I guess. The rest of the entire thing didn't make any goddamn sense. I love the little breadcrumbs here, I guess, that we're seeing certain things happen. Seems like Mustafa Ali is next in line for a beating of lion-like proportions.
Yeah, he became a Mysterio twin for the week, and but they did get it over on Veer, but I don't know, that 3-on-1 handicap match next week on Raw and a jobber alert. Veer wins.
Now the Mysterios are on to the Judgment Day, which I guess somebody, I forget. Sorry, I came way back up here. Your boy, I think it was Birdsky, said something about Dominic. That whole segment. So I wanted to make sure.
So I'll make you the sell job.
So I'll put this out here. He says, we're all ready for Dominic to join the Judgment Day. First off, there's no E in Judgment Day, Bert. So get that off your plate, please. Thank you.
Wow. Who are you, Joe? You're stealing his gimmick. But no. Let's unpack this for a minute here, because what has Dominic been for a while now? Fucking boring and useless. They're not doing anything, just following Daddy around, smiling like with the crowd. Everyone loves him because they're the Mysterios. Yeah. But it's like, it's time to like give this kid something else to chew on. And so why not have him fucking join the Judgment Day? And this is how he turns on Daddy. You can do Dom and Ray at fucking SummerSlam. You don't have to save it for WrestleMania. And then you give him we get a different look at Dom to see if he can do something else besides fucking Smiley Doughboy, which you already said he doesn't look like a good baby face. So why not try this here? Maybe they put a little paint on him, maybe wear some dark clothes. He gets rid of the fucking flappy hood that he wrestles in and all this bullshit. It's like, I don't know. I'm willing to give it a chance. I mean, this kid is so young. He's so young. So when they're this young, you just got to fucking throw him at things. He skipped NXT, so he's learning on the fly. It's just, why not this Nestlemania? You complain about how fucking vanilla he is. Well, now we're trying to give him some flavor. Maybe throw in some chocolate, some strawberry, some chocolate chips, some cookie dough chunks. And you're fucking complaining because you want your plain-ass vanilla? Nah, fuck that shit. You should be in on this.
It's lunchtime. I'm hungry, and you're throwing chocolate chips at me?
Wait, okay, fine. Here, Nestlemania, have a piece of bread. That's what you want. What do you want for lunch? Oh, I just want a piece of bread. The piece of bread is Dominic. Why not throw something on it? At least have some fucking avocado toast like Brady.
Avocado toast is delicious, by the way.
It is. It's great. But Dominic's not avocado toast right now. He's plain white toast right now. He's not even toasted. He's just a flappy piece of bread. And it's not even like the full piece of bread. It's one of those shitty fucking dollar bags where you got this tiny little square. That's what he is. So why not throw some flavoring on him? Make him edible.
Edible?
Yeah.
I'll give you an edible. Look, I just want to tell you right now, look, there's so many things about Dominic that bore me. Personally, I just don't think he should be on my television at all. And for him to join the Judgment Day, I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of a spot that should be going to somebody else, like a Ciampa, like somebody else that
Ciampa's
deserves
already
it.
doing something.
No, he's not doing it. No, I mean, he's not. He's really nobody.
Well, he's been replaced by Logan Paul again.
Nobody, nobody in that battle royal has anything to do. Like that's what it comes down to. Nobody does. Nobody in that battle royal besides Riddle has any merit on the show at this point.
That's not true. AJ Styles in that battle royal. Ricochet,
AJ Styles keeps losing.
Was in that battle royal. Yeah, that's of course you feel it. All the guys eliminated early, besides like Veer. Like, yeah, there wasn't a lot to do. But no. This is like one of the smartest things they could do with fucking Dominic. Make him fucking interesting, man. Make him interesting. You're anti-making people interesting. You want it all to stay the same. You want vanilla ice cream. You want your plain white bread.
I don't eat vanilla ice cream.
Cracker by itself.
You only eat crackers when you're sick by yourself. That's it. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Dominic is. I'm not sick. I throw some cheese on it. Maybe a little pepperoni, salami. Give me a nice little flavorful cracker. Maybe you put a little bit of cream cheese on it. I don't fucking know. Make it yummy.
Ciampa has that soon-to-be-released loose look roll at the moment. That vibes I can't be happy with. So look, I'm out on Ciampa in general. I was trying to be excited about the Miz and Ciampa, but I can't. If we're gonna get to Logan Paul and the Miz at SummerSlam,
maybe Ciampa helps him beat Logan. The one thing I will say is because the Ciampa call-up has been just weird because it's been vague. But again, this was the guy who said he never wanted to be on the main roster. NXT changed. He's under contract for a while, so it's like, why not? So who knows? Maybe his thing has changed. His thing, but it's like he's not there yet. I think he will get a shot at some point to do some things. But yeah, I mean, long term, this guy, he's not young. He's not a spring chicken. So I think he's just a guy on the roster right now.
He's Robert Roode.
He's Robert Roode. And yeah, was Robert Roode running the Battle Royal, by the way?
No, they weren't. They paraded out the fucking the bad boys, and then they didn't do anything with them, right? Like that happened 2 weeks ago with Veer. That didn't fucking it was not Veer. It was Omos, right? Where they dived on MVP and they did the whole thing off the stage. Yeah,
that's true. Maybe Roode got sick or hurt. Who knows?
It doesn't make any sense to me. There's not a lot more that I can think of that got me super hot and bothered, but I do want to bring up the fact that as much as I appreciate Mella and Belair trying as very hard as they can, it's uncomfortable to watch for me.
I mean, this was like a last minute flip.
I know. And I again, it's not really I have a leg to stand on. It's just when I watch it, I'm like, they're doing the best they can, but it's still not good. It's just not good. And I don't really appreciate it, honestly. And then I'm getting tired of the Lashley double team, triple team stuff all the way to Theory. Like, I just want to get to Theory. I feel like we're stuck the last week or two.
You're there Saturday, baby. You're there
Saturday.
I know. So I know.
There's little things here. I'm curious how you felt about the Cody segment. It was very quick.
Obviously, like, you want this guy on TV here and there as much as you can because freaking Cody. He's taking the wrestling world by storm once again this year. But I didn't think it was fine. I like that he kind of had something on everyone in Money in the Bank and, being very vague about stuff. But I think it was just they're going to do these Cody check-ins every now and then. And I think it's smart. You want him to still stay on the loose on our lips a little bit. Stay keep on the fringe of our minds, even though it seems like he's very adamant about saying the 9 months, which when they're saying that it's not going to be 9 months. But I think it's smart to check in with him every now and then. I mean, they're paying him a gajillion, billion, zillion dollars, so you might as well get some money out of him while he's hurt.
The one line that he said was, "I'm not gonna pick Seth Rollins to win Money in the Bank, but I'll be the first one to congratulate him," which made me think, well, that's interesting.
He's getting a sledgehammer to the fucking dome when he tries to cash in if Cody isn't back yet. Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? I was like, okay, that makes me feel like I would put my money on Seth Rollins at this point.
There's two people we'll talk about in predictions, but I have it. I have two people I think are gonna win.
You're right, McIntyre and Seth Rollins.
No, fuck him.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about? Or you want to get over into hopeful?
Glorious, you are my only hope. And Nestlemania, I will start. Big, it's Cena week, baby. Cena week. So my hope, it's about Cena. And, I was just trying to think. Obviously, we got the Theory thing. We want SummerSlam, whatever. But it's obviously, I think it's in LA next year, too, WrestleMania, right? So it's Cena's definitely probably going to be involved. And, there's always tons of things you can do. But I'm always intrigued by him taking on, the newer generation or newer people that, he wouldn't. And you know what? Cena, we know Cody's kind of taking the Captain America thing, but Cena also is kind of a Captain America thing. And you know what title John Cena has never won? Besides the 24/7 title, the Intercontinental title. Cena's never been IC champion. And who's holding that thing and probably going to have it fucking around his waist, probably for a while, is Gunther. I mean, we could see a Rusev. Gunther could come out in a fucking Aerojet and then be fucking 1, 2, 3, first loss against Cena, which, you know what? If they do that, fine. Cena would finally be a Triple Crown, whatever, champion. But I really think a Cena-Gunther feud would be a lot of fun. Whether Cena wins or Cena loses or whatever happens, I just think that's the type of WrestleMania type feud that I think, would be great for that title. Cena probably isn't going for the world title at WrestleMania. So what's the next big thing? Him chasing something he's never done before against a guy that he'll be able to sink his teeth in. He's such a natural guy to boo and dislike. And you have fucking Ludwig there doing stuff at ringside, like him and Cena's interactions would be good. This screams to me, I'm like, that is a very good WrestleMania feud. You can put it at any point of the card. It'll bring the crowd up. It just whatever it needs to do. And it's just like, like for Gunther, that there's probably a list of guys like that he wants. I'm sure Cena, he's probably on everyone's list. So why not do that now? I think it would be a ton of fun at WrestleMania. So that's my hope, Nestlemania. A long-term hope. That is Gunther versus Cena for the IC Championship at WrestleMania. Hashtag JC knows. Hashtag JC's hopes come true.
I don't think Cena cares about the IC Championship, though.
I don't care. He's coming back. I'm just saying. You think he might be fighting for the U.S. title at fucking SummerSlam? You think he cares about that either? No.
I mean, I think he cares a little bit more about the IC. The U.S. and the IC. I think.
No, because why not get the one you've never had? That'd be cool.
I don't think you listen to him last night. He says the same thing.
Big deal about fucking Sheamus completing a set. Why don't you talk about Cena?
Because Sheamus is a different animal. He needs that. Cena doesn't need the IC Championship.
Neither of them need it. But for Cena, it'll be cool. And like
I think Sheamus needs it.
No. Here's the thing. He doesn't even have to win it. That's the cool thing is he could lose it too. It wouldn't matter. But it's just like it gives it a little more intrigue. It's something he's never done.
I just don't see it meaning as much as it can be. I'm just saying.
Well, they're a waste of time. What's a better match for Gunther at WrestleMania then? There's not.
I just told you, Sheamus, baby. Last week, Sheamus beat him.
That's fucking heel versus heel. No one wants to see that shit.
Sheamus can be a great baby face. Sheamus can be a great baby face.
No one's fucking cheering the pasty white mohawk fella.
If I had
tried that before, it fucking flopped. It flopped like a fucking fish. It was terrible.
He was a heel.
Such a good heel.
He was a heel with the mohawk, though. He was a heel with the mohawk, and people said you look stupid, and they booed him out of the building.
He was a shitty fucking babyface. He's a shitty fucking babyface. You probably want the Miz to be a babyface. You want Charlotte to be a babyface. You want Ronda to be a babyface. You want all the fucking heels to be babyface because you're fucking dumb, silly. What's your hope so I can shit on it?
You're gonna shit all over it. You're gonna shit all over because you're you.
Oh God.
So here we go.
I'm gonna shit on things that are bad, which are 90% of your hopes. Let's hear it.
So I was thinking about it as the third week in a row where Max Dupree doesn't have anything to do on SmackDown because the room temperature was not right. Maybe perhaps this week we'll see Max's, maximum male models. So I was thinking about this, and we were talking about how Ricochet would be perfect for, maximum male models because he's not doing a fucking thing. It made me think about who's in NXT wasting time. And all I could think about, JC, was, what would be a good part of this entourage? Let's all get aboard the Von Wagon. I think he is the perfect person.
You tried this before.
No. But wait. But listen to this, right?
Oh my God.
Hold on. He's going to have like Aziz. He's going to have T-Bar. He's going to have like all these big guys. Why not Von Wagon and then Ricochet and all these guys? He's going to have a stable full of what he'll call studs, and they will all lose except Von Wagner. Von Wagner as a male model works. I'm convinced.
It doesn't work at all.
Yes, it does.
The ugliest fucking person on the roster.
I know, but that's the funniest fucking part.
Nathan Jones looking motherfucker. Cottonwood.
He's a male model up to like here, which would be hysterical. Absolutely. He's tall, he's built, he looks great. Yeah. He might be looking like a human thumb, but honestly,
you have an obsession with this fucking guy.
He has a square jaw. It's crazy. What?
He has an obtuse jaw because it's obtusely ugly.
It might be a little bit injected with human growth hormone, but that's okay. Like, it just is what it is. He's getting to the next level. But not as a male model. But I could see it. I can see it working because he can't talk. I just think it would work.
No shit. That's why he has 2 managers right now in NXT. He has 2. He doesn't have 1 manager now. He has
2. That's when they love him because they just don't want to get. They just don't want to. But the more they keep lagging this out, the more I'm convinced that Von Wagner is going to be a male model. Like I am. I am totally there. And my hope is not only does he become a male model, but he becomes the person that we all believe he will be, and that is a WWE champion.
No one believes that.
Absolutely everybody believes that. Von Wagner will absolutely headline a WrestleMania.
This is that like I was like burying your hope before it happened, and this is worse.
Oh yeah.
The drizzling shits of hopes.
I'm telling you right now.
You're a fucking moron.
Here's where I'm gonna equate Roman Reigns and Von Wagner. Ready? He does nothing in NXT. You go back to Roman Reigns, he did dog shit.
He wasn't
in
even really
NXT.
on it.
He was. They just didn't do anything with him because they were
Von
just
Wagner, they're doing
buying
stuff.
fucking
He's
time.
fucking throwing people around, ripping people's
He's throwing
jackets.
motherfuckers around, but it doesn't fucking matter
Ugh.
because he's Von Wagner. I'm telling you, folks, Von Wagner.
You're an idiot.
I can't wait for you guys to get on the Von wagon.
This is like, I want to say it's your worst hope ever, but you've probably had worse. But this is probably like bottom 3 Nestle hopes of all time.
And if he becomes somebody that did we just in my head, like, are we going to be best friends if you, JC, think he's like I came around on Corbin. If you come around on Wagner,
I don't dislike Von Wagner. I nothing him for the most part, but like what it drives me nuts is you fucking like Bertsky saying right here, you comparing him to fucking Roman Reigns. Like, you fucking kidding me? Idiot.
I'm just telling you right now. Look. Clearly,
you know what? I've said it before. He's fucking Snitsky, which is fine. Snitsky was a fine for a little short run, but it's like calling him a future world champ, a main event of WrestleMania, and comparing him to Roman Reigns. Like, what the fuck? This
the
is like when
first night,
Mojo Rawley was
the first night of NXT 2.0. They put him in the main event because Samoa Joe couldn't defend it because he got something. And they put him, where did they put him? Directly in the main event because that's where they see him. Everybody sees him in the main event.
How many main events has he been in since?
I'm sure a couple.
0.
I'm sure a couple.
0.
He will be the person that takes it off. If it's not Christian Casanova / our boy Mello, the person that's taking that belt off of your boy Braun Breaker is going to be Von Wagner. It's going to happen. Von Wagner is on a collision path.
It's Mello or Tony D?
No, Tony D's too wrapped up with the Phantasmo.
Yeah. You know who else is? So is Mello right now. They're fucking feuding with the whole little thing. You know, Santos helped out Mello. That was great, by the way. We're going to get to NXT soon, but let's go to the comeback. I'm not talking about this fucking loser anymore.
I can't wait to be right. I really can't.
You won't be.
I've been right about a lot of things that nobody wants to give me credit for. Just want to throw that out there. Just,
like 2 things. This
well,
won't be number 3.
AJ Styles getting in the Money Bank comes to mind.
Yeah, there you go. That's number 2. And you're not even right yet because it's not official. Until Adam Pearce says it is official, it's not official.
Okay. All right.
Are you giving Adam Pearce a comeback?
No, I would not get. Go ahead. Give your comeback out. Go ahead.
No, my comeback transitions to the finish. So you give your comeback first. Come on.
My comeback, I'm giving it to the Viking Raiders. I was actually very impressed because weeks and weeks and weeks they led up with this just random Titantron kind of like thing they were throwing out there. But then they came out. They had a different look. They were taken a little bit more seriously. And this is the part that I love. They're heels. They're absolutely great heels. They're big brutes. They don't need to talk. They got to get their point and get the fuck out of there. I was really, yeah. And honestly, I don't think Vikings are likable. So why not make them heels? It makes perfect sense. And the only thing I could say that I critiqued, I think I said this on Twitter to our boy Guthrie, was I don't like the whole like, and then they showed pictures on the Titantron.
Horn.
It was stupid. No. But what I would do was lights. I would do lights out Viking horn. And then they would attack somebody. That's what I think would be better because then you go, oh shit, where are they going to fucking come from? You know, that makes more sense to me. So I'm excited to see where they go with this. Clearly, because the Usos are holding up both sets of titles that nobody fucking can win, apparently, unless it's 2 main eventers that need to qualify for Money in the goddamn bank.
Oh, let's not
they aren't losing those fucking things for a while. So who gives a shit? I'm just going to say, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see if something can happen because this tag division might as well be in fucking stall for a while now.
Well, at least those belts are being defended. And I will it is nice to have another team. They'll feud with the New Day for a while because the New Day just feud with all these teams. But no, I think this is a good progression for them because we saw them. They went down to NXT, fought the Creeds a little bit, did some things, but it's like these guys have kind of needed like a repackage for a while because they've been fucking stale. So yeah, no, this is nice to see.
So my comeback doesn't, get any shit from you?
No, it's way better than your fucking hope. But my comeback is even better because Nestlemania, you ready for this? All you fucking little New Japan people, stand up because this is your moment. My comeback goes to Will Ospreay. Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay was probably my favorite match so far in 2022. I'm not saying this match of the year. Hell, you want to talk about it? Sure. But in terms of like everything it has, because when you have Orange Cassidy, there's all the bullshit. And what I've said about Will Ospreay a lot is I know he's gymnastical. I know he's great. And y'all want to tell me he's the greatest wrestler in the world. I ain't buying that. He can do flippy whippies, yahs, whatever. But I'm like, I want to see if he can entertain. And you know what I saw? They gave him the biggest measuring stick there was in Orange Cassidy because that fucking guy is just like the epitome of entertainment, even though he is a fantastic wrestler too, which is why this match was great. But Will Ospreay, entertain me. I love the back and forth. There were so many little gifs and little memes you could make from this match. I just thought bell to bell, this thing was an absolute blast. It had a little bit of everything. This is why when they booked this as Will Ospreay's opponent, I said this is the match that could make me care about Ospreay, and probably will. And they have, because you know what, Nestlemania? I'll say this now. I'm fine with being a Will Ospreay guy now. I will try to seek his shit out more often because he proved to me what I didn't think he was capable of. And so, yeah, do I think he's the greatest wrestler in the world? No. If he was in WWE, do I think he's a world champion? Maybe like one run at some point, but I think he's a high mid-carder, which, as you know, those are most of my favorites. So I was very impressed with him. So he's going to get my comeback, and I look forward to seeing more of him here and there, and, of course, seeing more of my boy, Orange Cassidy.
How did that feel? Like, that you had to come clean on that one?
No, it felt good. I like being on. So here's the thing, Nestlemania. I dislike not liking things about wrestling because I'm already watching all this stuff. So I would love to like everything because I'm investing my time into it. So this felt good. This felt good of watching those shitty fucking 6-man tags that I didn't give a fuck about and made fun of with his little, clearly his little jobber faction he has there. But you know what? This guy's legit and I enjoyed it and I am thrilled to see what he's truly capable of and to see what all the buzz is about finally, because this is how you had to present it to me, was with a guy like Orange Cassidy, and they succeeded, and I thought it was the best part of Forbidden Door, and like I said, might have been my favorite match so far in 2022.
That's fair. That's very fair. Should we get to the big old finish? We got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Forbidden Door is in the big old finish. That's the transition.
There you go. It's a big old fucking Forbidden Door. We got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to go through every goddamn match because I don't think it's worthy. I will say this much.
Start with these guys, though.
I will say very quickly, if you have not checked out our boy Dummy Feds 33, go follow him on Twitter, as well as the man himself, SSJ Pegasus, our boy Conway. Those two are doing great work over there for the NJP, the Jobberknocker New Japan Pro Wrestling podcast. They're specifically on YouTube, and they're doing great. I would say they are probably the most knowledgeable people I know about New Japan, and they're working their asses off. So go over there, give them a hangout or a thumbs up or whatever. Tell them they're better than us because they're doing great. On that note, we got a swaying inflatable JC over there talking about the revival. And look, it's a check mark. Yeah, you can say yeah. They are the best tag team. They probably accumulated more tag team championships than anybody else at this point. I
think the Dudleys and Hardys still had like all of them, so they have a little work to do.
I mean, the Dudleys have things that they're never like. The Dudleys have like their WCW tag team champions.
Yeah, they have championships,
but they're not really.
Anymore. Same with the Hardys, but the revival, they got 7 sets, so there's not too many they're missing at this point. Did they get the Impact titles? I can't remember.
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah, so they need those. They obviously never got the NXT UK, but I don't really know if those count. But there's probably other little ones they can get along the way. But yeah, they pretty much. I mean, they're holding 3 sets right now. They'll probably get the AEW ones at the next pay-per-view off the Bucks. So Dom makes a great point here. NWA tag titles are perfect finish. So I think that's 8.
Listen, I agree. I think that they love, Dom really loves the old school wrestling kind of mentality, and the FTR is right up his alley, obviously. So when I watched, the clips of this match and I heard what was going on, I saw that, Dax left and got the babyface reaction, Paul Pierce kind of style. But,
it didn't
that was a little much.
That, but whatever.
I mean, the whole thing, it's nice to see them win. I love the promo in the back about we are the best tag team on the goddamn planet. And I know he's like, yeah, my shoulder's busted, but nothing a little tequila can't fix. I was like, this fucking guy's money. Like, there's something about him when he talks. I'm just like, my eyeballs are glued to Dax. Like when he talks.
I've seen people say it, and I don't think they're necessarily wrong, but they said, name a wrestler who's done a better job in 2022 than Dax Harwood, like overall. And that's crazy to say as a tag team. Yeah, because Cash has been great too, but it's just like Dax has really made himself where if like he did have to go on a singles run, I think he'd be very successful because I mean these guys, like as you know, like I've loved these guys since the beginning. Their style, we both did, because it was just different. They were like they were true tag team. If you like tag team wrestling, like I know Dom and I are huge fans of, you are as well. It's just like they were the perfect fit. And like in WWE, they did succeed a lot. It's just like there's a ceiling for the way they do things in WWE, and they kind of did it all. So they're like, you know what, maybe we'll come back here someday, but we're going to go do the circuit. And they ended up in AEW as well. And they're, I mean, I think they're the best damn tag team on the planet right now. But if you say them, the Usos or the Bucks, you're not wrong. Because I think all 3 of them are fucking probably the 3 greatest of all time, in my opinion. And they're all going right now, which is really cool.
I mean, there's a lot going on here when it comes to tag team wrestling in general, but it's hard because people need to really consider the best tag team. Like we can have this conversation later, but it's just, when I saw them win on, Sunday night, all I could think about was wow, like they're up there, but they're, like they said,
They
in
have
the
more
promo,
gold than the Usos right now.
yeah, they got a lot more Golden Usos, but they also made a point like, we're in the same conversation as Arn and Tully. We're, blah, blah, but we're better than them. And I was like, ooh, okay. And then he went over, he's like, in Japan, we're better than Muda and we're better than Vader. Like he just kept laying it in, saying all these things. And he was just like, we are going to show you why we are the best, tag team on this planet, not America, this planet. We look forward to showing you what did he say? We look forward to seeing the FTR way of wrestling in Japan. And I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But again, here's my nervousness of it all. They're not the AEW tag team champions. Does that mean
they will be?
But does that mean that we're not going to see them on TV as much because they're going to go to Japan? Because I feel like
it'll be a mix. That's the thing. The Ducks will hold us for a little bit, and if you believe what the Dirties wrote, and it's kind of what I expect, is that the Hardys were supposed to win them before Jeff had his issues. So the Bucks and FTR will fight again. And it will be for those championships, whether it's at the next pay-per-view or the one after. But yeah, like FTR, they are going to go dab a little bit in Japan. They're going to probably be in Lowell, Massachusetts at the ROH show that's coming here in a few weeks. And so, but they've already been kind of doing that. They've been going around, they've been doing AAA events and all that. So it's like, they'll be fine. I mean, the nice thing about AEW is you're allowed to work wherever you want, as long as when Tony needs you, you're there. And so it's one of those things like, yeah, they'll stay the number one ranked tag team most weeks, not get a title shot, and fucking other random tag teams will get it instead. But they'll get that day. They'll get those belts at some point. It'll be like a winner take all at some point, probably.
They just need a goddamn wheelbarrow. Like, it's just like they have too many fucking belts. I love it. You know what I mean?
I need a belt rack, a wheeling belt rack on the way to the ring.
What am I going to do with a gun rack? You don't even know what that quote is because you've never even seen Wayne's World. So it's fine.
Yeah. The rest of Forbidden Door, Pac won the first ever All-Atlantic Championship. Hashtag JC knows. Told you that. You disagreed vehemently, and I was right because I'm always right. We also had the Fatal 4-Way where it was a pretty good match. The finish was obviously botched. I don't know if Cole got hurt or if the ref screwed up or what happened, but Jay White, I think it seemed like Okada was supposed to hit Cole with a Rainmaker, and that got botched. And then Jay White was supposed to pin Cole after he hit his finisher on Okada, but he just ended up. Adam Cole was laying there and he just fell on top of him, but whatever, it did the job. And then, a lot of people love Jay White's press conference. He was fine. He's fine, but I was more impressed with Ospreay.
I would say right here that Jay White didn't impress me in the matchup, but he impressed me in the presser, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Yeah, it was, because it was more like, it was like that character we need to see.
And I think that's my biggest gripe about, anything that comes over from Japan is like, there's already I haven't seen you factor. I know, like, when I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, I know you can go in the ring. There's not anybody in that company that cannot go in the ring, but you got to make me care. You have to make me care. And I haven't really seen a lot of, like Will Ospreay obviously has made me care, obviously for obvious reasons, because he's a Billy Goat. But I feel like Jay White has been kind of like propped up as like the carbon copy Omega. And I don't necessarily feel like he's done enough for me to make me feel like that. But the presser, when I watched it, he was there. He was definitely in a character mode. He was exhausted. He was pissed off. He was, of course I'm right. Like everything that I wanted to see. And I think those things are where I get my money from, right? Like that's where I see the investment in AEW and New Japan, because the matches are going to be good. We know that. But like when you get to the 4-way there, it felt so convoluted. It felt so like, it was almost like a celebration of jerking off. Like it was just unnecessary. It was just like, oh, look at what we got here. It didn't make any sense to me. So I was out on it. And unfortunately Adam Cole, baby, had that unfortunate thing happening to him. And I'm curious to see where we go. Cause if we go to Japan, I feel like Japan having a Forbidden Door and inviting the AEW guys over that. But I feel like that will be more successful. Not just because of the injury issue that we occurred to have here, it seemed, because it seemed like all the big players were out. But I think in Japan, they're the number one, so I feel like it's different. AEW is not number one. So it feels like it's important to be in America for Japan. But I felt like this matchup just felt like too much, right? This particular like 4-way felt like too much. Like we just shoehorned too many things in, and I just didn't appreciate it. I'm not saying it's a bad match. It was good wrestling. I'm just not there.
Well, I know one place you were, as you talked about injuries falling through. This one, it might have worked out not for the better, because Zack Sabre versus Bryan Danielson would have been a great match, but we got the debut of Claudio. I'm just going to call him that, WWE's name, because I don't want to butcher his last name, but Claudio is back.
Castagnoli.
heroes welcome. Yeah, in Chicago for that, as expected. Had a great match with Zack Sabre. He will be part of the Blood and Guts on Wednesday too.
Yeah, great. I mean, I was very happy for Cesaro, but here's the thing. We talked about this before. We'll talk about it again. If he becomes world champion in AEW, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
He's not going to. There's a fucking long line. His name on the list yet.
He's got a
He's on the waiting
deal.
list. He might have, if he wins it, he might have to be 60 at this point.
I just don't think he needs it. I think he's just
he'll be all Atlantic champion. He'll probably win the TNT title. He'll probably be a tag team champion. But it's just one of those things. Just like I don't know if he'll get over that hump.
You know what I realized the other day when I saw the picture of Claudio and everybody else? I felt to myself, God damn it, I feel so bad for Wheeler Yuta. You went from like super hot, like white hot for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe. You went to Japan, did really good in the best of Super Juniors. You come back and it's like William Regal, fucking Moxley's bleeding everywhere. Daniel Bryan's putting his leg in a goddamn ring. And then there's Claudio. And it's like, not only are you like the 4th or 5th person on that roster that anybody gives a shit about, but Regal's there too. So it's like, this poor guy is going to get lost in the shuffle too. So,
we kind of expected that though, because to get him into this, they kind of had to really prop him up. But I still think, he's one of those guys. Isn't he holding a Ring of Honor championship? He's the guy that'll kind of do that for them. He'll appear on Dynamite like in these big matches, like on Wednesday and stuff. But it's like it's not his time yet. But it was good they got a taste of him, because now at least people are aware when they do decide to like level him up. I think the crowd will be ready because he is over. So.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's not over. I'm just saying like he's just
but I definitely
thought with everybody else.
Yeah, but we kind of saw that coming. So it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world for him. I think it's cool for him to just like rub elbows with these freaking 4 guys now, because it's like, look at that. Like, look at the experience around him. It's gonna be hard for this kid to not reach his utmost potential.
And I think the hardest part for me is watching Moxley and Tanahashi, because from what I saw with Tanahashi, especially on Wednesday,
too much for me. I'll be honest, it wasn't very good. I think it was good.
I think Tanahashi should retire. I say that with the utmost respect that he is the John Cena of New Japan. Like he's the face, he's the ace, right? But he's just not the same. He's just not the same person. And I feel like you get to that Undertaker level where somebody needs to pull him aside and say, I think it's time. And I don't know if anybody has the nuts to say that to him, but I think in order to preserve his legacy, he needs to stop soon. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying I appreciate what he's done. I've seen a lot of great matches, especially Wrestle Kingdom matches. But when I see him now against Moxley, it was just like Moxley was dragging him around, dragging.
But
him.
This match was always about the check mark for Moxley, and this match was going to be like a singles match, separate, I think, from the title. Obviously, when Punk was champ, it was probably going to be Punk, Okada, and Jay White and Hangman is what it seemed like it was going to be. And then this was like probably like 3rd on the list as like a dream match, because Moxley's wanted this match, as he said leading up. It just became the main event because of like you saw with the injuries. So, but yeah, no, it kind of was like I was just kind of waiting for it to end while I was watching. I wasn't really, much into it, but it is what it is. Moxley's the interim champ, so he'll be holding that for a while, but that probably does it. What are your thoughts on Wednesday for Blood and Guts?
I mean, it seems like inevitably that the Blackpool Combat Club or whatever, the BCC will win, because it's
featuring Eddie Kingston and Santana Ortiz.
Yeah,
how many people are in this match, by the way?
There's like 6 on 6, by the way, which is too many. Jesus. It should be 4 on 4, and that's it. I'm sure Dom, the historian, will tell me 5s and 5 is what it should be, but I like 4 on 4. Personally, that's just me. I look at it 4 on 4. That's what I grew up with, especially with Fall Brawl. But is what it is. 6 on 6 is a little nonsensical to me. I would think that Jericho is going to fly off the goddamn cage again and land into cardboard because
See, I think Sammy's probably going to have the high spot in the match. That kid loves taking the bumps, and he's good at them. So
he's going to hurt himself. He is going.
Yeah,
to
he probably
himself.
is. But I mean, he is just like, as much as we like to shit on him, man. Like now that he's like back in his wheelhouse and he can just be a heel and not be like over whatever. It's just like I think he's perfect in this match because he's gonna whatever those guys want to do, he'll be like, yeah, which will probably be a detriment to his body. But I mean, this kid's been pretty bulletproof so far. So hope he stays that way.
I'll be interested to see what happens. But what the hell can we do, right? What can we do? So
you think the BCC / Kingston boys will win?
Oh yeah, unless Eddie Kingston turns on the BCC here, I don't see anything else because that was the only thing that I saw at the end of the pay-per-view.
He won't turn on Moxley, but he hates Cesaro more than he hates Bryan. So
which I don't understand because they were buddies. So it's like I'm curious to see like maybe he hates him because he didn't help him. You know what I mean? Like
I
maybe
don't know.
maybe he just stopped calling him. Like I'm sure
We
Eddie
need a
Kingston
historian for that one.
Eddie Kingston will take a nugget of truth and turn it into a great promo. I understand that. Like, I'm fine with that. But if I have to watch Eddie Kingston wrestle, I'm done. But if he's blood and guts Eddie Kingston, I'm in.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does any type of match they book him in now, he's not wrestling, he's fighting, which give me a fucking shit talking fighting Eddie Kingston. Like, that's why he's one of our favorites. Like, we don't have to watch him wrestle anymore. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of him being in this match. He'll probably be the best part of it.
They made it, Bertsky said here that they make an AEW reference to Jericho talking about Cena on this Wednesday. I doubt it because they don't have anything to gain from it. They don't have anything to gain from it.
Apparently, Khan approved all three. Like, they reach out to him and he said sure to all three. So there's no, it is what it is. I think that's cool. It's one of those things. It's like these two are obviously never gonna like probably do joint pay-per-views, but it's smart to share things because there are going to be plenty more AEW guys that go to WWE. They're going to want a little share from, and there's going to be plenty. Obviously, we already know half the AEW roster is ex-WWE, so it makes sense to at least allow small minor things like this to transact.
I did the math. It's 6 out of 12 guys, by the way, in Blood and Guts that are WWE guys. Just FYI, just throwing that out there. Half.
Makes
just
sense.
throwing it out
Who's
there.
on Team Jericho? It's Jericho, Sammy, Hager.
The doofuses you don't like.
The 2-point boring. And who's the 6th?
Oh God, it's the Garcia.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, see, I can't. Man, the other team really does seem way more stacked with the 3 BCC guys on Kingston and Santana Ortiz. Yeah,
this is a cartoon chewing. Like they are going to be like rubber steaking it. They're just going to be eating it and like beating up 2.0. Those guys are going to bleed all over the place. They're going to be chewing the gum like this, but bleeding all over the goddamn place because they can't help but chew their gum. I will say this much. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but in the opening match with Jericho, I think it's Red Shoes, the referee's son. He did a great job in that matchup. I wanted to make sure. I'm sorry, I don't have his name, ready here. And they did a great backstage promo where they put him over big time. So that kid's going to be a star some way, somehow, somewhere. So I just wanted to make sure that was said because you should keep his eye on him. I'm sorry, I don't have his name because it's later on the program. So, but it is what it is. But Forbidden Door for me,
Yeah, no, it was very meh, but I will say there was the Cassidy Ospreay match. If you didn't watch Forbidden Door, check that out. It's worth your while. We do have to get to NXT and Money in the Bank though, so we will rapid fire NXT this week because I pretty much know the whole card. I'm pretty sure here in Nestlemania. We have a number 1 contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Yes, those still exist in NXT. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez take on Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I would assume this is a Cora Roxanne spot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%. Moving on.
We have another match in the women's division. We have Indy Hartwell taking on newcomer Kiana James.
Kiana James has got to be a newcomer, so that's probably a jobber alert for her. I'm going with Indy.
Yeah, Indy's still the star here. We have Nikita Lyons returning next Nestlemania.
What can you say?
I know. There's not much to say there except to smile. We have a Breaker Grimes face-to-face, whatever. This one I know you're going to love because I didn't even know this happened. But your boys, Briggs and Jensen, shockingly won the NXT UK Tag Team Championships and are going to be on NXT talking about it tonight.
Who cares?
I agree.
Who cares?
Speaking of caring, though,
I just want to say, I said the Cowboy thing last week and then they won. So it was like somebody was just bigging the big middle finger for me.
Yeah. But we also have my boy, Giovanni Vinci taking Ikeman Jiro of Jacket Time, which is only 1 member now. But I'm assuming Vinci is just going to dispose of him pretty handily. And then we have Zion Quinn taking on Sangha.
Now I'm interested in this matchup. I am, because I think Wesley's going to have a little bit of a role here. I really do. But I'm going to pick Sangha, even though, no, wait, I want Sangha with my heart. My brain says Zion. I'm picking Zion.
Have we seen Zion Quinn win a match? Like, he's a very impressive guy. I remember when we first saw him, we're like, oh, he has like the Roman Reigns tattoos.
Yeah, he's Batista.
But I feel like he's one of those guys that's going to like do nothing on NXT. Then they're going to call him up and he's going to be awesome.
He's going to be like Von Wagner. I agree. Yeah.
That's not 100%. That is not even discussing. From that, we're going to move on, Nestlemania, because money. We got to predict money in the bank. Shorty, what you drank? I got money in the bank.
Okay, let's go.
6 matches. First up, we have a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Theory defends against Lashley. Who you got?
I'm picking the Theory. I feel like there's chicanery happening here.
Yeah, me too. I'm very torn, but I do think the Theory train ain't ending here, so give me Theory as well.
All right.
Next up, we have a tag team match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, defend against the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. This match could be a show stealer, much like the Usos and Wyatt family was at a Money in the Bank that we attended. But Nestlemania, it's the Usos' time, and their time is not up yet. Their time is now.
But they did have John Cena give him that inspirational speech about you can do it. You just got to believe in yourself.
That's great. Yep.
But we, the ones, right? We were the ones.
So yeah, it's Usos. Next up, we have another obvious one. Singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defends against Natalya.
I mean, that's a natty. It's not going to happen. I was going to say Ronda Rousey has to win 40 seconds into this goddamn thing.
It's gonna be. They'll give him time, and it'll probably be a good match. Next up, we have a singles match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Another easy one. Bianca Belair defends against Carmella. Give me a run against the wall. Bianca Belair is gonna retain.
Do you think she gets cashed in on?
No.
Really? Okay.
Not
I feel like they gotta get one of these briefcases out. Just saying.
I could see. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't even know. I haven't even fully decided who we're going to pick in that next match, but we got to pick it now, and that is the Money in the Bank ladder match for a women's championship match from 1 year to the date. We have Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch. Nestlemania. Who do you got, and then who do you want?
So I think Becky's going to win. I'd love Liv to win. I think that'd be the coolest one out of all of them.
We're on the same page.
But I think that it just seems like Raquel can't be there. Lacey, thanks for coming. You know, Asuka, get the fuck out of here.
See, I think Lacey, I would put Lacey as my number 2 or 3 to possibly win, because they could have her turn heel at any moment and cash in. Like, she's the one. I think she could cash in on Ronda, or she could cash in on Bianca. So I think she's the dark horse here, but I'm with you. I think Becky does win it, because I think her with the briefcase is money. But of course, much like everyone, I want Liv to win. So, but yeah, Becky's the pick.
Becky wins, baby. She's Becky in the bank, or whatever she'll say.
In the bank. And that WrestleMania leads us into men's match, because can her hubby do the same? And which will probably be the main event, is the Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's world championship contract from 1 year to the date. Seth freaking Rollins takes on Drew, Big Schlonny Sword, McIntyre, the fella Sheamus, the giant Omos, the great Sami Zayn, Riddle, and TBD, who I hope will be Kevin Owens.
I think I would say here that it needs to be Kevin Owens, but it's not going to be.
I want to win.
No, I would. I'm going to pick. I mean, I'm picking Rollins. I mean, that's what I'm doing. But because as you're laying it out here, I just, as much as I want Sami Zayn to win or anybody else, Rollins just seems like he's on fire. Like, you can't not give it to him. Like, it's the same thing as The Miz. The Miz was just on fire when he won that first Money in the Bank. You couldn't deny it. It was tailor-made for him. This one is tailor-made for Seth Rollins. I'd be shocked if they gave it to somebody else.
Well, because there's only 2 other guys. They could do the fucking Drew McIntyre bullshit, where this is how he gets the match at Castle, which he doesn't need. That would be a waste. Don't do that, WWE. But I think the only other guy that could get the same amount of fucking leverage and fun out of it would be Sami Zayn. So my want would be KO or Sami, because I just want those guys to break through again. But Nestlemania, you know what? I've been saying Rollins all along, so when I get this wrong, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But sometimes you got to take chances. And this is the chance I'm willing to take, because I feel like in the Money in the Bank, a lot of times, it's like we didn't see the Daniel Bryan one coming. There's a lot of these that, like, you look back and it makes sense. But at the time, you didn't see it. But Sami Zayn, we would look back at it and be like, that makes sense for him or Rollins. So you know what? I'm going to pick the upset here, and I'm going to take Sami Zayn, because I want him fucking carrying that around, saying he's protecting Roman, but to just continually tease it every now and then, because you know what? Sami Zayn is just the type of guy that maximizes that. Him or Rollins is an A+ home run, but I'm going to pick Sami Zayn in the upset.
Wow. I did not expect that. So
me
good
either.
For you.
So we'll see. We'll watch it backfire, but you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Ballin'.
Great job, Michael Scott. You remind me of Michael Scott. I will say that much. On that note, do you got anything else you want to? Yeah, I know. Do you want to wrap this up?
I did see in the comments, yes, Jordan Devlin is back, and he has a new name. He had a little promo in a car. JD McDonough, which I'm all for. You know, I'm a big fan of this kid's talent. We obviously know they're renaming all these guys. So I'm thrilled that he's coming to NXT, because Nestlemania, I'm looking at that freaking high mid-card in NXT, and oh boy, it's stacked, and you add him to it. Oh, we're gonna be spoiled rotten. Imagine like McDonough Mello, or McDonough Grimes, McDonough Waller, McDonough Sokoa, all these guys like Tony D hanging in there. Like all these guys can fight Breaker too. It's just like the NXT men's division is fucking stacked, Santos, and it's getting even more stacked, baby. Let's go.
What
Don't
a
say it.
shocker. JC loves JD. You know,
JD, baby.
All right. On that note, we appreciate you listening to the Jobber Knocker. We'll be back next week with more Jobber Knockery.
Money, 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 money.